Hello viewers, Jesse here from APG Nation to review a game called Running with Rifles. As a quick disclaimer, the review code for this game was given to us by the developers, so thank you very much devs, and with that said, onto the review. Running with Rifles can be described as a top-down tactical shooter with a few RPG elements here and there for good measure, but you may be thinking, who do you actually play as in this game? Well, you kind of play as just one soldier. Well, actually, if you end up dying, then you play as a new soldier with a new name. Much like a Lemmings game actually, but with less digging and more shooting. When first starting out in the game, I was actually kind of confused and a bit overwhelmed, as you're just like thrown into the battlefield as a low-ranking soldier, and it took a bit of time to get used to the controls and the overall feel of the game, but within a few minutes I quickly got the hang of things and I started to understand how the game works. But let me actually tell you about the gameplay. So the game has some pretty fun yet kinda repetitive gameplay, but mostly fun. The overall objective of the game is to take over sectors on the game's map, and to do this you have to storm through multiple enemy bases, make use of vehicles to traverse through the levels, and of course, kill the baddies. This is all done by the WASD keys to move and the mouse to aim and shoot, while other keys are used to call support via the radio and to control your own squad mates. As said before, the main objective is to capture certain bases and checkpoints on the map, and this can be really fun and intense at moments, as you know, you're going to be rushing in with your fellow soldiers and artillery and bullets and grenades are being thrown and fired at you. But these moments, yeah, they can be fun, however they can be a little bit frustrating at times, as you know, I often found myself going at it alone because the AI got distracted by that one enemy vehicle all the way over there, or I ended up getting run over by a friendly tank or something. And I'm not saying that the AI is completely dumb, as it's far from that, but they can have their silly moments. Now, as I mentioned before, you can take control of your own squad mates, but to do this you must first complete objectives and kill the bad guys, and as you do you will slowly but surely begin to go through the army's ranking system, which in turn allows you to give orders to your ever increasing squad and call in better and better support, such as artillery, vehicles, and even being able to paradrop friendly so that you can either, refill your squad or even call them so they can go behind enemy lines and maybe ambush a few enemies and so on. It's actually really cool. Be warned though that this game is kinda hard, and when you're first starting out you are gonna die. A lot. It's actually really important that in this game you have to take cover and make sure that your own character doesn't get picked off or a grenade thrown near his feet, because it's instant death. Health works in a weird way in this game, as you don't really have a health bar or anything like that, but instead, like, each gun has its own kill probability, which means that any single bullet could kill you, so taking cover and making use of your squad mates to flank around enemies and so on is really important, because you can just easily die in this game. So there is a nice little bit of challenge here. Another neat thing I like about this game is that of how many weapons and different vehicles there are. Running with Rifles, has you completely covered. You have your classic assault rifles, LMGs, shotguns, sniper rifles, and of course, rocket launchers. You even have different support items to use, such as deployable covers, stationary miniguns, and even a riot shield. With vehicles on the other hand, you've got your basic combat Humvees, transport jeeps, APCs, little boats, and of course, big tanks. They all handle pretty well, and with the variety between them, it's actually a quite nice thing to have. Now, if you're looking to find a, developed story in this large battlefield, then don't play Running with Rifles. There isn't really any story in this game, and that's completely fine. There doesn't need to be in the game. It actually has some pretty funny banter that gets thrown around the soldiers, so that's your little bit of story there, how the soldiers can just talk to each other and mess around a little bit, and what they say can actually be quite funny at times. Overall, Running with Rifles is a fun, fast-paced game that you can jump into at any time for some large-scale warfare. The game has tons of weapons to make use of and some pretty tough AI to go up against. Even though certain battles can be a little bit repetitive and frustrating at times, this game is really worth picking up if you're feeling like you just want to kill hundreds of enemies. So for me, it's a must-buy. Thank you for watching, and if you're looking for more content, then stick around this channel or head over to our website at apgnation.com.